friends, it's Miss Sarah from Penn Public Library. Welcome to our summer story time for Wednesday, August 12th. It's kind of a long story, so I'm going to go ahead and get the bubbles out now. I hope you're staying cool. It's been such a hot week. So at home, you're stretching, you're dancing, you're doing whatever you gotta do to get ready to listen for story time. All right, I'm gonna blow one more time. And yes, I will be bringing the bubble machine to the Penn Farmers Market on Saturday, where we'll be doing Science in the Street that Saturday morning from 9 to 11 at the Penn Farmers Market on Jacob Street. But now we're doing story time, so let's sing. The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. When your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Woohoo! My favorite part is always the woohoo. So my name is Miss Sarah. Did you hear the syllables? Miss Sarah. Now I'm going to listen for you to say your name to me, and you can clap along with the sounds. Great job! I can tell you've been practicing. I'm so proud of all the progress you're making. Are you ready for our story? Today's story is one of my favorite books. It's called Wabi Sabi, and the author is Mark Reibstein, and the art is by Ed Young. And this book illustrates a concept, so it's a little bit difficult, and I hope you can follow along. This book is also different from a lot of other books because it's vertical instead of horizontal. So follow along with me, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Wabi Sabi. Wabi Sabi was a cat who lived in Kyoto, Japan. One day, visitors from another country asked Wabi Sabi's master what her name meant. It had never occurred to her before that Wabi Sabi was anything more than her name. Wabi Sabi watched as her master drew breath through her teeth, shook her head, and said, "That's hard to explain." Each page of this book has a haiku. The cat's tail twitching, she watches her master, still, waiting in silence. Curious now, Wabi Sabi wondered if her friend Snowball could explain the meaning of her name to her. Snowball, who had been sleeping, stretched, yawned, and sighed. "That's hard to explain." She blinked. "It's a kind of beauty," she added after a minute, her eyes closing again. As though dreaming, she went on. "An old straw mat, rough on cat's paws, pricks and tickles, hurts and feels good too." Then Snowball went back to sleep. Wabi Sabi wasn't sure she understood, but she didn't want to bother Snowball anymore. So she asked Rascal, the dog, if he knew about Wabi Sabi. Rascal was smart, but kind of mean. "That is too hard to explain to someone like you," he snapped. Then, almost to himself, he said, "Poor Wabi Sabi, as simple as a brown leaf, so ordinary." "Now I'm even more confused," sighed Wabi Sabi. "Am I beautiful or ordinary? Can anyone explain Wabi Sabi to me?" she cried. A bird flying through thought the question was for her. "That is hard to explain," she said to Wabi Sabi. "But there is someone who can help you. His name is Kosho, and he lives on Mount Hiei to the east. A wise old monkey living among the pine trees knows Wabi Sabi." "Thank you," said Wabi Sabi, and off she went to learn what her name meant. To get to Mount Hiei, she had to cross through the city. Dazzled by big buildings, shiny glass, and sleek cars, awed by the busy, sharply dressed people, she wondered if these pretty things could be Wabi Sabi. She decided that if her name was true to her, it must be softer, quieter, darker. Even in the cities, before the shock of new light, the colors of dusk. A short time after Wabi Sabi entered the woods, she arrived at the foot of Mount Hiei. The woods were dark now, so, hoping to find Kosho in the morning, she curled up beneath an old pine tree and went to sleep. She awoke to the sounds of a stick, stirring and tapping. A warm bowl of tea offered by a monkey. "Please." Steam rising gently. "Very glad to have the tea and company," she said. "Thank you. My name is Wabi Sabi." "That's wonderful," the monkey replied. Encouraged, she asked, "Do you know what that means?" "Well, that's," he began. "I know, hard to explain," she said. But he went on. "The pale moon resting on foggy water. Hear that splash? A frog's jumped in." Aren't these pictures beautiful? There's Wabi Sabi enjoying her tea. "That's Wabi Sabi?" she asked. "Is that all?" "I don't know if I can." "It's more," said the monkey. "Listen, watch, feel." He said no more, so she watched him make tea. He moved slowly but gracefully as if he were dancing, and he handled his things as if they were gold, although they were wooden or clay. Wabi Sabi felt what was in her paws. A warm, heavy bowl, comfortable as an old friend, not fine, smooth china. She looked carefully at the woods surrounding them. There was so much life, as in the city, but here things were not clean, neat, or sharp-edged. There were no straight lines, yet there were many designs, on trees, in clouds, and dirty ponds. She saw that everything was alive and dying too, like the damp autumn leaves curled beneath their feet. "Simple things are beautiful," she heard the monkey say as he poured more tea for her. Looking down at the tea in her bowl, seeing herself plain and beautiful, she whispered, "Now I understand." After some time, Wabi Sabi thanked her new friend and started back for home. Because she did not hurry, she found a place called Ginkakuji, the Silver Temple. There was nothing silver there, but she found the place to be very beautiful, in a Wabi Sabi kind of way. Although the buildings and gardens were shaped by humans, they were neither fancy nor grand. Moved by the natural simplicity of the place, Wabi Sabi composed 3 short poems about what she saw. Yellow bamboo stalks bow by tea house doors so low emperors must kneel. Dark buildings floating sit on white sand seas. A stream sweeps small stones, chanting. The monk returns leaves to just raked sand. This humble cat might understand. Tired but glad, Wabi Sabi returned at last to her house. She curled up on the straw mat in the kitchen, enjoying the warmth there. She could smell the wind in her fur and feel her long journey steps deep in her bones. The sun's last rays stretch a silver brushstroke shivers on warm, clouded glass. Now I think I know what to call this feeling, she said to herself. It's Wabi Sabi. That's the brushstroke text for Wabi Sabi. Wabi Sabi, cried her master, seeing her. Where have you been? That's hard to explain, she purred, feeling simply and beautifully at home. The end. Isn't that beautiful? I know it might be tough to understand, but hopefully you'll eventually learn. It's okay if it takes a long time to learn something. That's how most of us learn best. Are you ready to sing a song? All right, that was a slow story, so we're gonna change to a fast song, and we're going to sing Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. So I'll move here, you move where you are. Here we go. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Should we try faster? Okay, let's take a big breath. All right, a little bit faster. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Phew! Want to try it one more time? Ultra mega fast? I thought you would say yes. So let's take 3 big breaths. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Phew! That fast kind of rush feels like the opposite of Wabi Sabi, doesn't it? It's okay. Every life needs some opposites. Let's do one more song and you can go about your day. Our hands say thank you with the clap, clap, clap. Our feet say thank you with the tap, tap, tap. Clap, clap, clap. Tap, tap, tap. Roll your hands around and wave goodbye. Bye, friends. Have a great week.